What's up, YouTube? Killian here from Team Almondcor. Just uploading. I won a local like last Thursday, so I figured make a deck profile, send it over to John, he'll upload it. This is a ritual beast. I think the deck's like pretty terrible, but like it's pretty skill intensive and combo based, and that's like what I like in decks. And I think it's a really good like rogue choice. So just hop right into the profile. 3 Elder, because this is the best one to open. Like, that's hella standard. 3 win. Now, some people are running 2. I know Pasquale's OTS first place deck only ran 2. However, if you take out the 3rd win, then, like, you run through 1 already. Like, late game, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. And I know, like, maybe resolving 1 win is, like, you should win from there or something. But, like, I just think that you should have 3 win to open it more and for late game. Like, there's multiple reasons why 3 win, and it's never going to clog because you run 3 Hawk, and the way I run the deck, you should always see combo pieces. So it really just, it's worked out through testing. 2 Lara, because this one's not as good as Wen. I just think Lara is like, it's alright, it's a 2k booty, and it's the one you want to have banished, but this one can clog because when gets back from banished, and that's what happens after your combo. You don't want to have like a lot of stuff in grave, and Lara gets back from grave, and you don't want to have a lot of stuff in grave. 3 Hawk and 3 Penguin. Now, I think I should explain this a bit because I ran 2 line. I ran 3 Penguin this time instead of 3 line, 2 Penguin, because Penguin's like a starter combo piece. It's like a mini start piece. When you open this in E-Telly, you have a combo. If you open E-Telly in this, you have a very small combo. It's not that good. Or like Elder in this, you have a combo, Elder this, you have a very, like, you search once, and this you search twice with Elder in. So I think that's pretty important. So I ran 3 of these, because it's always a start. And plus, this gets a setup for Lara, this doesn't. This is just like a dead card turn 1. Otherwise, it's really good, and you probably will banish this anyway. 1 Pink Dolphin, Tempest, I think Tempest is really good. I think it's worth talking about, because the way this deck will function is, like, you want to have all your stuff banished, and Big Hawk will return everything. So Tempest just acts like you're banishing everything again, so Big Hawk will have fodder all the time. So Tempest is pretty good. These are E-Tellys. I had to give them back. E-Telly is too good not to run because it's a combo deck, and this is a combo piece, so there's nothing better to run in this slot. 3 Upstarts, because you want to get to your combo pieces. This deck is just too combo oriented. It's not a back row deck, it's a combo deck. It's like Infernabead, it's not like Stellar Knights. 3 MST, because you want to hit the floodgates. This deck is very susceptible to skill drain and emptiness, so you gotta get rid of those real fast. Snatch Steal, I feel like I should explain this really fast because someone will start running it, but Snatch Steal is really good because your monsters aren't that big, and they can't run over a lot of things, and they don't have a lot of toolboxy abilities. They search an anti-Regeki, or they search a Regeki on your opponent's turn. That's really good in and of itself. That's your win condition, but you don't have much toolbox plays. Like, you have a Bounce, and you have a Star Eater, and you have, that's it, something that can be destroyed. So Snatch is really good in that aspect. Just take a big beater, and just swing over things and keep your engine rolling. So Snatch is good. Foolish, Foolish Tempest, Foolish something for Lara, Foolish Hawk for Lara, turn 1 is really good. Regeki, clear big boards. Board wipes are like decent right now, and I figured I should main 1 out to the Dijin Lock and like plus the Steeds, but like this 1 hard draw out to the Dijin Lock. But board wipes are like really good against this deck. Like, mirror match board wipes are so good, and so this is good. Not just for the mirror, but it's like Nekroz, Cleafords, a lot of stuff Regeki is good against. DeFi, and then I also run Sark. Onto the traps, there's 8 of them, 6 of them combo pieces that you search most of the time. So 3 Steeds, this is just one of the best traps right now in the game because the way it functions with your deck. You just have a Regeki on your opponent's turn, like 2 or 3 of them set, and that's too good. Like, once they're out like 2 or 3 monsters twice, like that's 6 cards. That's really hard to get past. And then 3 Ambush, which is the ultimate setup. Now I was thinking about running 2 because the way this deck runs is a combo deck. You want to search it, and you only really need to resolve 1 of these to win. but however, it's also a setup card. It acts like a setup when you open Kanahawk and this. Like, it's just, that's how this deck needs to be run. It's with 3 ambush. And then I ran 2 1-ofs, Warning Macro. Warning's just good right now, in my opinion. Stops Manju, Senju, Revolval Chain, Cleafort, Normal Summons, Special Summons, Pendulums, Stellar Knight Altair, you know, Tour Guide. Like, I just think Warning's good. And then Macro, obviously. And especially when advantage really doesn't matter in this deck, Warning, just like, if you could stop a key thing with Warning, you're good. Alright, and then on to the extra deck, tokens, Battle City Penguins. 3 Big Hawk, now 3 of it, obvious standard. 3 Lions, standard. 2 Dolphins, standard. I really don't want to run 2 of it. I feel like this card just wastes space, but you really need it, because if you activate Penguin, banishing this to send a pink Dolphin to grave, then you need another one to like sit on late game. And it's good, because if you're reading a Regeki, and that's their only way to win, because you're like double steeds and they're going to Regeki your boys, so your steeds are dead, you just need to make one of these so that they can't do that. And then I didn't run rank 3s or rank 2s because I feel like Wen into Wen is so suboptimal. You should just Wen into something else to make like Big Guy or like Elder into Elder. You should just lose that game before making a Phoenix to poke for 3k. Like, it's pretty weak. Or you shouldn't search that. You should never be like, oh, I gotta combo off and search Elder into Elder with 2 Hawks. That's 2 searches. You can search for Steeds. You'll be winning that game anyway. So I just ran 2 Chidori, because it's the best one. Like, even though I don't run Debris, because I feel like Debris is a normal summon and you need all your normal summons, I feel like just Chidori is just good. Castel, Dweller, Rhapsody, Cowboy, and Exciton, just the best ones. Now on to the side decks. This is something I'm pretty proud of. Like, I thought it out a lot. So, 3 Maxi, 2 Veiler, 2 Flying Sea, and a Thunder King. Now, I gotta explain real fast these, because you do run Macro and Define the main. However, people think this is a backer deck. People are really unfamiliar with your deck, so they really just try and, like, they end up siding in, like, Twisters and Fairy Winds against me just to hit the Macro and the DeFi. So what I'll do is I'll side out the DeFi. Macro's just too good to side out, but I'll side the DeFi, so the Macro's at 1. And if you draw one of these, you'll be, like, in a good situation. Because, like, you'll just activate it, or, like, if you have Macro and Maxi, you'll just activate Maxi before you flip the Macro. And, like, Veiler's really good right now. And especially in this deck, when Veiler's just acts so good, because advantage really doesn't matter until you're out of cards. Because this deck can combo off with 2 cards and turn it into, like, 4 or 5 that nuke your opponent's board on their turn. So that's why I think Veiler's pretty good. Veiler's, like, good in this deck, and Veiler, it's like how it was in Gear Gia, where if you had Veiler, it didn't matter because your armor flips to +1, and, like, once you have your combo going, you're just trying to stop them in the most surefire way. And that's why Veiler's good. And Flying Sea for BA, I think it's pretty good, because just Flying Seeing their board, so they can't Dante or Virgil. And then Thunder King. Thunder King's great right now because Nekroz and Cleaforts, and I'll explain some of the reason why it's great against Cleaforts in a minute. Because you think, oh yeah, they have a really easy hard draw out to it, like with a Sacrifice Carrier, but I'll explain that in a minute. 2 Dark Hole for Dijin, 3 Twister, 2 Fairy Wind. Now, these are just for Cleaforts because you lose to Floodgates, but when you open Thunder King in any one of your 8 back row hate, and they go the hard draw, Sacrifice, equipped to a carrier, or Helix, or whatever, and they summon over, and then you just Twister, Fairy Wind, or MST it, they don't get to search off the Sacrifice, and their monster goes, and they just lost their out to Thunder King, which is great for you. So that's why I think it's really good. Some things about this deck: should never play it as a back row deck. It's a combo deck, and that's why I won, because I combo off so much. It's really, you gotta make it the most consistent as possible. Mind Crush is a good card right now, but it shouldn't be played in here just because you want to combo off, and that's the big point of the deck. Some thoughts: I think this deck has a 50-50 Nekroz matchup and like a 60-40 in Cleafort's favor. Cleafort matchup. I think all your battles will be uphill, but it's such a fun and skill-intensive deck that if you play it right, and your opponent doesn't know much how to play this deck, it just has an edge because of that. And that's why I play it. And it's like $25. You could build it for nothing. So I enjoyed it. Shout out to my sisters, Hannah and Maddie, Kelsey, Team Almondcor, Justin, Marquise. That's it. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night.